What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for November 29th, 2024. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Friday edition, a Feel Good Friday, a post-Thanksgiving Feel Good Friday. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Just a couple of things about Thanksgiving. We had some fun yesterday with the questions of the day. I put a couple different ones out on different social media platforms. The results are in, and the team in Philadelphia you're most thankful for right now, no surprise, 50% say it's the Eagles, followed by the Phillies, then the Flyers. No love for the Sixers. Again, though, no surprise there. The other question I put out there is I've seen it called many different things. It's my favorite side dish for Thanksgiving, but do you call it stuffing, filling, or dressing? Not too many people call it dressing, but usually it's stuffing or filling. I'm a filling guy. Most people out there call it stuffing, though. I don't know if that was from my grandmother's or what, but the filling was always my favorite side dish. And then when it came to the side dishes, lots of people had different opinions on this. Lots of people say they don't like the sides. They like the turkey. That's cool too. But for me, it's the filling or the stuffing. A lot of people said the mashed potatoes. We had a good side dish. So we actually went, my mother-in-law had knee replacement surgery. So to make things easier, went to Wegmans to get the side dishes after cooking the turkey. They had a cauliflower spinach au gratin side dish that was very, very good. One side dish that did not get any love on any of the platforms yesterday was green bean casserole. So my question to you is, who likes this stuff? Why? It's always there, but who likes it? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So if you're a pro green bean casserole, I know my wife is for some reason, let me know. But does anybody eat this stuff? I don't know. But thank you, as always, for participating in the question of the day. Like I said, we had some fun with that yesterday. Lots of strong feelings about the side dishes, too. But I guess that's just the way we are. People have their beliefs, and they stick strong in their convictions. All right, let's do some quick housekeeping. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok, at Philly Jimbo on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. We're so close to getting to that benchmark of 100 subscribers, which opens up many doors for us. So if you're watching on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. Spread the word. Again, if you're enjoying this, likely someone in your circle will as well. Lots of good things on the horizon for 2025. One thing we're working on for December, obviously with our gift and food drive, kind of wrapping up the gift card portion of that. Sunday is the deadline for that, so it's still not too late to get your donations in. No matter how small, $5 will go a long way. I'm going to drop off the gift cards on Monday and then turn our focus on the reverse advent calendar. A lot of people have been reaching out about the item list. I will share that with everyone on Sunday. If you want me to email it to you, you can just reach out and I can shoot you a quick email on what the items are. But it's a cool thing to do with the kids each day. They choose an item. What I do is I keep them in the basement and then have the kids go down, bring them up, and then we start a pile of, like our donation pile that we'll take over. But all proceeds benefit the Maddie and Dixon Community Cupboard in Ambler. We far surpassed what we were able to donate last year. So let's continue to make holiday magic happen. But it's still not too late. The link to the description is down there. So if you are so inclined, every little bit helps. Even $5 will go a long way in helping our friends and neighbors here in the area. But for December, along with the Advent calendar, I'm bringing back by popular demand, the whole kindness Advent calendar. I'm just going to do a bunch of Advent calendars in December. But each day I'll give you something you can do to help just spread some kindness and show gratitude and things like that. It was well received last year, so I'm bringing that back. A lot of the things are simple. They don't cost any money to do, or very little for some of them. But due to the popularity of that last year, we're going to bring back the kindness Advent calendar. And then, of course, being that this is a Philly sports podcast, we're going to have our Philly sports Advent calendar. So leading up to Christmas, we're going to do an Advent calendar of forgotten teams in Philadelphia. And you may be surprised how many pro teams across all sports, not just the four majors, that Philadelphia has had in its history. Obviously, some of them are probably going to be more obvious than others, but we're going to have some fun with that. So the Forgotten Teams Advent Calendar will kick off on Sunday, along with our 3 keys to the Ravens game. All right. And then one other thing that I putting the bow on Thanksgiving, I guess, I completely forgot about this. Anybody else have this? Everybody's all about the sides and the turkey and all the desserts and everything. But when it comes time to clean up, everybody always fights over who gets the leftovers. Nobody wants to take the leftovers home. I don't get it. No, take it. You take it. No, we're not going to eat this. We're not. Is this something that happens in your house too? But it was good late night last night to have a couple little turkey sandwiches and then wash it down with some cheesecake and some pumpkin pie. So yes, I will be going to the gym later today and sweating it all out so I can put more on today. All right, now to the sports. And it was a very quiet day in Philly sports, which probably is a good thing. But today, things start getting kicked off as we gear up for the Eagles-Ravens. Flyers are in action this afternoon against the Rangers down at the Wells Fargo Center. Another good test for them as they look to stay playing hard and putting out that effort. So looking forward to a little matinee hockey on a Friday afternoon. In the NFL yesterday, the Cowboys-Giants game was exactly what we expected. Snooze fest just was two bad teams. And I know the Cowboys are all jacked up, thinking they've turned the corner and going to go on a run. It's kind of cute, actually. But Cowboys beat the Giants. They did cover the spread. I'm in a pool where it's like a fake gambling pool. And just a lot of people bet parlays and teasers and whatever in it. And you start off with a certain amount of money and then top 10 makes the playoffs. Just had not had a good year in that. However, yesterday brought me back. I hit a 3-game parlay to move me up into the top 10. I took the Bears plus 10 or plus 9.5. I took the Cowboys minus 3.5 and the Packers minus 3.5. And I'm back in the top 10, baby. But the Lions got so lucky, and that would have been so good for the Eagles if the Bears coach just was not an idiot. Probably should have been fired in the locker room for not calling a timeout. And we're watching that game, and you had them beat, or at least tied to go into overtime. Like, why not take the timeout? You have a rookie quarterback. You see he's struggling. You wasted 30 seconds. And then that was the play that it just blows my mind. It's bizarre. I don't get it. And then he justified it by saying we made the right decision. No, you didn't. So anybody out there, the next time you feel like you want to get on Nick Sirianni for certain things, be thankful we don't have the Bears coach as our head coach. And also, Dan Campbell took points off the board yesterday. Everybody ripped Nick Sirianni a couple weeks ago for doing that. Dan Campbell took a field goal off of I didn't forget whether they even picked up the first down or not. So the grass, just remember, the grass is not always greener on the other side. And then speaking of that, there's been a lot of talk due to the Eagles' little winning streak they have here about extending Nick Sirianni now. I don't know if it makes any difference one way or the other if you extend him now or after the season, but I fully expect him to get an extension. So let me know your thoughts on that as well. Good news out of practice yesterday. Devonta was a limited participant, still listed as questionable for Sunday's game, but appears to be trending in the right direction. And they're going to need him in this matchup because the Ravens, not only will they key on Saquon Barkley, they have one of the better run defenses, but they are susceptible to the pass. So having AJ and Devonta both in there is going to be key for them. So hopefully he continues to trend in the right direction today. Slay still in concussion protocol, did not practice. So we'll continue to monitor that. But I feel better about Isaiah Rodgers having the full week of practice if he has to start. I know he came in cold and got burnt a couple times as soon as he got in by Puka Nacua last week. However, it's got to be tough for a defensive back to kind of get thrown in there cold from the sideline like that. So I like him being sort of prepared with the first team now moving into that. So we'll continue to monitor Slay and Devonta as we move into tomorrow. But last thing on the Eagles, and I just thought this was an interesting thing. I saw a couple different posts on this. I know a lot of Ravens fans said that they were thankful for the Eagles because I completely probably forgot it, but didn't realize this. The only reason the Ravens have Lamar Jackson is because in the 2018 draft, when the Eagles had the 32nd pick, they traded out of the first round with Baltimore. Baltimore ended up using that pick on Lamar Jackson. And before everybody's like, oh, we could have had... No, they would have not have drafted Lamar Jackson there. But the Eagles did okay in that trade. They used those draft picks to draft Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, who right now isn't so good, but played a big role on that Super Bowl team, and then Miles Sanders, who was the leading rusher on that Super Bowl team as well. So I think it was a good trade-off based on where the teams were. But Baltimore, you're welcome. All right, today we're going to go back to 1998. And on this day in 1998, the Flyers beat the Vancouver Canucks 6-2 down at the known then as the FU Center, the First Union Center. Eric Lindross with 5 assists, John LeClair with 4 goals. It was his 10th career hat trick as a member of the Flyers. He would finish his Flyers career with 12. But the key to this was 3 of his goals out of the 4 were in the third period, and they helped erase a 2-1 deficit for the Flyers. So it was all Vancouver until the third period when John LeClair went wild. That year, John LeClair ended up with 43 goals, 47 assists. Flyers got the 5th seed in the East and lost in the first round to the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2. But on this day in 1998, they beat the Canucks 6-2 down at the FU Center. Lindross with 5 assists, John LeClair with 4 goals, and a big third period come-from-behind win for the Flyers. So, thinking a little bit about John LeClair. He's in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. He's in the Flyers Hall of Fame. He's in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. That leads us to the question of the day. One of the greatest Flyers to ever do it. Should John LeClair be in the Hockey Hall of Fame? There are a lot of people out there that said, yes, he should. It's long overdue for him. But let me know your thoughts. Should John LeClair be in the Hockey Hall of Fame? 267-495-8531. That'll get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. Get that, anything else Philly sports related off of your chest. But should John LeClair be in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Let me know your thoughts on that. Be sure to check out my boys at the Clashing Conferences. My work schedule was screwed up this week, so I have not listened to the football episode yet. But it should be a doozy with all the Daniel Jones news. And then it's Black Friday. Go to Philly Goat. Get some shopping done. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. They got the shirts, the hoodies, the coffee, the coolers, you name it, they got it. So go to Philly Goat, use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order and get your holiday shopping done. And that's it. It was a quiet day in Philly sports. Things are going to start ramping up here as we head into the weekend, and we will have you covered. But let me know your thoughts on John LeClair being in the Hall of Fame. Also, do you like green bean casserole? I think it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But let me know your thoughts. Maybe that's just me. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for November 29th, 2024. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Friday. Be safe out there. Don't start any brawls at Toys R Us, even though Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.